Hello class, it's Mr. Dow. I wanted to do one more quick check-in with you before you move on to the last 2 weeks of the class. Let's check on crypto first. Class dog. Okay, he's kind of awake. That's an improvement. So in the next 2 weeks, each week you'll have two things that have to happen per week. So I want to talk about each one of those things, just to make sure you're clear on where we are. So for this week, at the end of this week, you should be turning in your paper number 1 rewrite. That should be turned in as an email attachment to me. It does not need to go onto turnitin.com. You owe me one paragraph to look at, one revision paragraph that you should let me see before you turn in the final paper. But I'm willing to look at more. So if you want to send stuff earlier in the week and have me look at it, please do. Keep in mind, the rules for the rewrite very specifically state that if you ignore any of my comments on your original turned in version of paper 1, I have the right to then stop reading your rewrite and just say, oh, I'm gonna keep the grade the same. I do that to save myself time and because really it's just makes common sense. If you're not gonna pay attention to the comments, then there's no point in my reading your rewrite. So first thing to do this week, turn in the rewrite end of the week on email. Secondly, you're preparing the research paper this week. A lot of the work for the research paper should be done in the next 7 days. So that means that I will get a body paragraph in the research paper from you, and you'll be putting an outline on the discussion board. And you should be doing all your notes and all your source hunting this week. Pay attention to the discussion board. Any outline you put on there, I will respond to. I might ask for some improvements or some revisions there. And if you are working ahead and you want to send in a paragraph early in the week and then send another paragraph later, that's fine. Go ahead. At this point, to the end of the course, I'll look at stuff at any time, and you don't have to necessarily follow the list of assignments in perfect order there. But check out, make sure you read everything that's involved with producing the research paper so that you do understand what you're supposed to do. So this week, end of the week, paper 1 revision, and you've really done a lot of the research paper work. Next week, you're going to be turning in the research paper. There's a whole document on that and a very specific checklist of the things that need to happen when you turn in that research paper. Do not ignore any of that. Every semester I've taught this class, I've had people turn in a paper at the end and neglect to do a few of the things that are on the that checklist. And the result is that I often don't pass the paper because it's reasonable that the students would respond to that checklist. Everything on there is there for a reason. So make sure you know what you're doing when you turn in that paper. And if you don't understand something, make sure you ask ahead of time because once that paper's turned in, that's it. There's no time to revise it or to redo it or anything. Secondly, remember next week, week 6, you will have to come on campus to take the final exam, which is basically a review of a lot of the stories and the terms we've been working with in the last few weeks. So yeah, that's it. Just want to make sure you understand kind of where we are. My last comment again is to, just make sure you read the documents. I think I am getting a lot of people now turning in stuff that shows me they haven't really paid attention to the different instructions that are on the site, and so they're trying to rush a process that I'm just not going to let get rushed. So ask questions, send me stuff, stay in touch at all times. Remember, we're 2 weeks away from finishing this off, so keep going. All right, here's Crypto to cheer you on. Well, he's doing it in spirit. Okay, all right. Let me hear from you. Bye.